Yeah, so the cause of suffering, I mean, it's something that, you know, in a class with somebody, I would probably start to inquire at that point, because you almost have to feel it to get that. Like I can say some words like ignorance or confusion or identification, but it's really the feeling of what that is at the root. We all know what suffering is in everyday life. There's all sorts of suffering, from emotional, physical levels of suffering that are, you know, tremendously upsetting or unpleasant. Those unpleasant, painful parts of our life will continue even after any shift of awakening. The body and the conditions of the world, states will continue to happen, pleasant and unpleasant. But there's a dimension of being that's now kind of trapped on itself, or confused or identified or attached, that is only able to look within certain dimensions of consciousness. And because of that, it's almost trapped, like, you know, starts no exit. It feels like like it's wrapped on itself, or as Einstein said, you can't solve a problem on the level it was created. So there's a way that we haven't found the solution, which is right in the midst of what we are. And so the suffering is created kind of by that identification of consciousness just collapsed on itself. It's almost like the awareness and the aliveness kind of come and form like a little tornado, and as soon as they self-reflect, it kind of becomes a self-referencing sense, and then it feels cut off, separate, and then it projects or feels that's the primary, and then everything else becomes an object. And so there's a feeling of loneliness, detachment, separation, not being connected to the dimension, which is really here, which is love, natural connection. So that's the kind of paradox, that suffering is an illusion on some level, because the dimension of freedom from suffering is already here. So we go off searching for it as if we're trying to get out of suffering, and really it's a shift or an inclusion of a dimension that's already here.